You got to have big goals, and your goals got to be so big that your teams can live inside of them.
I got to make sure that I'm making and earning what I need to be making and earning to justify me being away from them, that it was like semi worth it. The little decisions that you make daily become the decisions you make weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, and before you know it, you haven't grown your income at all, or you've lost income.
Welcome to Brand Talk with Rachel and Drew. I'm Drew.
I'm Rachel.
Hi. I did the wrong intro, but we cut it.
Yeah, and I give them your interpretation of me.
No, I'm not gonna make fun.
Okay.
I'm not that kind of girl.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Got it. Got it.
So this is part 2. Quick update on what's going on. We did a really good. If you haven't listened to part 1, go check it out.
Yeah, stop listening to this and go back.
If you want to be rebellious like Rachel, you would listen to part 2 and then listen to 1 anyway. Because you said
That's true.
You would be like, I'm gonna listen to part 2 because I'm doing different. But part 1 is really good, and we're gonna move into part 2. Really, just we're gonna talk about something that not a lot of people talk about, and it's business owners that are open for business. They've really given up on their business, and they're still open for business.
Yeah.
Like they've given up in their hearts, not like fully checked out, because you can't, but like have given up.
I think you can. I think you can pull the plug on something that you can't give your energy to.
Yeah.
All right, Drew. What do you see in people that you talk to on Zoom or on the phone relating to their business? Like, are they like super excited, committed, all in, or are they like they have like 1 foot over the line to like leave?
Yeah. So it's the same. It's the same thing. And it is a limiting belief about money. And it is just uncertainty in the actual pursuit of what they want. They think they're going to get what they want just because
They want it.
they want it. Yeah. And it's like, no.
All right, guys, real quick. If you're a salon owner who's tired of grinding behind the chair with nothing to show for it but a sore back and an inconsistent bank account, you need to BYOB, build your own brand. This is our signature program helping salon owners all across the country launch their own private label hair extension line under your name with your profit margins and your rules.
It's not just about services. It's about creating an actual brand that can sell while you sleep. Our students are launching their own Shopify stores, wholesaling to local stylists, and finally stepping into the CEO seat without having to reinvent the wheel.
We're literally handing you the playbook. Branding, fulfillment, marketing, legal, all of it. If you've got the hustle, we've got the system.
Click the link in the description below to book a discovery call with our team. Let's build a business that works for you and not the other way around.
BYOB, because doing hair should be because you want to, not because you have to. No, you got to do the thing.
Yeah, you got to have big goals, and your goals got to be so big that your teams can live inside of them. So you have to be a profitable company, and you need to sell good stuff, great stuff, not good stuff, great stuff. You need to do great work.
Yep.
Not
Good isn't good enough.
No, it's not. And they get trapped in this. I'm not making enough money, so I'm having to do all this extra work, which is tremendously harder to make additional money when they can just make more money like next day. If they wanted to. You've always been really good about that. I was actually kind of in that position. You've always charged what, you felt is correct,
I will say I haven't always done that. I've done that since my life got really real, really quick. And I had to realize, okay, every minute I'm away from my babies, I got to make money. I got to make sure that I'm making and earning what I need to be making and earning to justify like me being away from them, that it was like semi worth it.
Urgency.
Yes. But like, I don't like when I see like, okay, people, even in our own salon, I'm gonna use this as an example. You've got, we have a lot of moms that we employ, and I love that because I love moms. I think moms work really, really hard. We also have non-moms that we, employ people that, just don't want kids, don't have kids, whatever the case may be. We've got a great assortment of different age groups and people and ethnicities and lifestyles and everything. So what pains me is when I do see a mom who is just kind of sitting around, not doing anything, not putting an effort towards her, her clientele, her future, her family, stuff like that. I usually am like, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? Like, yeah, sure. What's up? They're just unaware. That's the problem. They're just unaware that that's what they're doing. That like the little decisions that you make daily become the decisions you make weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly. And before you know it, you haven't grown your income at all, or you've lost income because you have just screwed off at work without thinking you're screwing off at work.
Is this something they're doing, or is this something they're not doing?
It's both. It's something they're doing, and a lot of it has to do with this freaking thing right here, the phone. I just got a new phone case. It has to do with the phone because people are 1,000% unaware how much time they spend on their phone. And what's crazy is that there are apps for that. There is literally, I mean, it's not even an app. It's like built into your settings. Like you can go see what your screen time is, and not just your screen time, but where have you spent time on your screen, like by app and what time of the day and all that stuff. So it's all right there under your nose. It just takes a couple of clicks to find out reality. And so a lot of times it's about what they're not doing, but the main thing is what they are doing is keeping them from being able to do the things they need to do to get to where they want to go. And, people severely underestimate the impact of, can you just block the rest of my day? I'm going to go home early. Or, I'm not going to work this weekend. I'm going to XYZ instead. Or, I'm just going to like go run some errands during this time block and I'll be back for my next client. Like those hour block, 2 hour block, 3 hour thing, like those over the course of the week, over the course of the month, the year, before you know it, you have now, you might have 50, 60 plus hours of time that didn't get utilized, and you might feel busy because you're still doing things, but you're not actually utilizing the time on in building your book of business or whatever it might be. And salon owners do this too, where they'll take time out from behind the chair to work on the business, but then they end up like just doing a bunch of stuff that like their team really needs to be doing or could be doing or isn't doing. And it's okay to identify problems, but to like get in there. And I used to do this a lot, and it's tempting, trust me. I completely spent more time than I needed to the other week at the salon. And I loved being there. I loved seeing everyone. I missed everyone. But at the same time, I'm like, oh my goodness, I have so much that I haven't been able to get done today because I was here rearranging things instead. So, for a lot of these, it doesn't matter who it is in the business. A lot of times it's like people are just completely unaware of where they're spending their time, and you and I have talked about this a lot where like with screen time, and you could, walk up on me and I'm like been on my phone and I know you're in the room, but like maybe I'm working on something or, investigating something, but it can be an excessive amount of time if I'm not careful, and same with you.
Yeah. You do. That's a great word. Investigating.
I'm good.
You're good.
Investigating.
You investigate a lot of things. And it's actually very helpful to have that.
Just call me Sherlock.
I don't have to investigate things because you're 100 yards dug in, Mm-hmm. So I'll be coming in like,
well, Jess is great too. So
yeah, Jess,
if I go on a hunt for something and I can't take it the rest of the way, she's like gladly take the baton. She'll find it.
Like, let's go. And then y'all just like, hey, this is down here.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool.
We're like 300,000 feet down on this on this one.
Yeah, y'all do work down. I work.
Drew's above sea level. We're like down deep in the ocean.
Yeah. But that's it. Like, it'd be really cool is to read our predictive index on this one day. Just to kind of go through it.
Yeah.
And how we're different.
We can bump our next episode a bit because that sounds more interesting.
For sure. Because we think and do different, and it's challenging, but it works. Mm-hmm. I work real well with Jess too. Like just because how we think and how we communicate, and it's just.
I thank God for her because sometimes like I'll say the same thing that she said to you, but like you're like, oh, this was such a great idea. And I'm like, isn't it? It's like it was her idea or her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whatever. It just came from a different source, so it was. You're more inclined to like agree with it. So.
But hearing it.
Well, she probably said it nicer than me too.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a little more laid out, a little more context on what's going on.
A little more kind, warm.
But it's good.
Where I'm like, hey, we should X, Y, Z.
I'm like, what? Like it's just, it hits
Yes,
me with
I've
it.
already started building it.
It already hits me with it. Like, why are there tractors at the house? What is
building
that?
A warehouse, duh.
What is that tractor doing here in that steamroller?
Salon owners, this is your moment. SalonCon 2026 is happening in Miami, January 24th through the 27th. This is the ultimate event to bring your A players. Leave all your B's and C's at home. Not only will they get it certified in a brand new extension method, they'll also learn the sales and marketing strategies that actually grow revenue and keep your clients coming back for more. This is a 3-day event of high-level education, luxury networking, and powerhouse speakers, all designed to future-proof your business. Bring your team, elevate your business. Join us at SalonCon Miami, where millions are made. Get your tickets in the description below. Now back to the episode.
There is just a huge drop off in success, and it's just cheesy. Like go get your bag. It's money's a byproduct of helping humans and creating value. We're really big on that, and we launched 2 brands yesterday, and I was telling them, because they're all nervous, and it's good if you're nervous. If you're about to do something and you're nervous, that means you care. So
nervous is just excitement
smirvous.
about the unknown.
Ooh.
I think.
What was that again?
I always tell people, they're like, I'm so nervous. My launch party's in a month. I'm so nervous. I'm like, are you nervous, or is it possible you're just really excited about the unknown? I said, what I can tell you is that everybody that's done what you're about to do has been able to do it, and they've exceeded the expectations they had. So it's like you're not doing anything new. It's just new to you.
Yeah, your thoughts control your perspective, and your perspective will control the feelings that you have about something, and then that will determine what you do.
Well, think about like wedding day. I wasn't nervous to marry you, but there's little butterflies and stuff. They're just like, oh my gosh, And
I threw up 4 times.
No, you better not have.
I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, well,
no, it was fine.
Better brush your teeth. So yeah, like it's just like excitement about like the unknown. Like it could be like you're nervous to sign on your house, or you're nervous to marry the one you love. You're nervous to sign your lease on your business, like whatever it is. It is also excitement, because you're taking a freaking big step, not a little baby step, a big step, and you're doing something, you're committing to something. And in the world that we're in, it's very non-committal. It is like so cool. Okay, apparently. I mean, I love our kids, but like look at the whole generation they're living in. I mean, even Kenzie's generation into the boys' generation, they're a little bit apart. It's just like, they just have this, like even with their outfits or their shoes, it's just like, I'm just going to wear like Birkenstocks.
Well, that's
and
the
I'm just gonna wear a freaking hoodie, even though it's 95 degrees outside, just very non-committal as to like what they're going to do. Yeah, I might like hang out with so-and-so, but I'm not really sure. Have you guys ever reviewed a teenager's text thread? My God, like just, they can't even spell a whole word. They can't even commit to spelling out the word, it's like IK, like ick. No, it's I know, right? I know, or IKR, I know, right? It's just like very like non-committal. So I just feel like but I look at that as like an example of how business owners can be with their business. Like they're giving their business very low touch points.
Non-committal.
Non-committal. Just very low interaction, like how Kenzie texts her friends, like just I'm gonna give you I'm not even gonna give you a word. I'm gonna give you like an abbreviation of a word
because I don't care.
Yeah, like which I love Kenzie. She's amazing, but that's just an example. It's like it made me think about business and how salon owners will just just a little just a little. They're like flicking their business. They're not even like touching it. They're not even tapping it. It's just a little flick.
Grab it and drive it forward. Pull it uphill. You have to be, if you're leading a team, like you have to direct the team specifically on what's going on. You did a great job with this. I'm gonna have to toot your horn here. Like we have Lawson and I are gonna check it out later.
Don't we have a horn button?
It's not set up. We did have, it's on there somewhere.
Okay.
But going through, like we have a big production team and there's a lot of things happening, and you made a really good which you did for your page. And then, because there's a lot of things happening. So we have YouTube shows, shorts, we're on Instagram, we have Facebook, we've got podcasts, we got a blog. There's a lot of things happening. And you made this really great, you did some investigatory actions and made really what we're doing each day on your page. And then we have one for my page on directives and like, what's the intent of the day?
I was 100,000 feet deep down in
that. It was really good. I looked at it this morning, and that's what we'll look at later, Lawson. And but ours will be similar because we're directing the same things, but they'll also be like a little bit different.
Well, there's strategy behind it. So it's not just like, this is what I think we should do. It's like, no, this is what I know we should do based on this, when this is launching, what we're doing that day, like what naturally like fits,
Like no one's going to know what's going on with the business other than the owners.
Yes.
So
yes.
like, all the moving pieces, like we know, so it's up to us to lay out the path for the team, because the team wants to do good. They want to be successful. And I think there's a lot of just not that, it's a lot of the opposite of that.
I think things can look one way when they're not too. Like as owners start to, remove themselves from their business, like in a physical sense, which I very much have, and I love when I can go to the salon. I love when I can go there because then I can just like love on people and check in with people. That's most of the time what I do. Other times, such as the other day, I'm like little Tasmanian devil and I'm like cleaning, organizing everything. And our team knows that. They've seen me in action. And, but for me, it's like I am very much always working on the salon every day, throughout the day. I know exactly like what's going on. I see everything. I'm in base camp. I'm communicating with managers. I'm in the front desk groups. I'm in the emails. I'm like in everything. And, I'm looking at numbers, and a lot of that, almost actually all of that, unless you're in the management thread with me, is completely invisible to the rest of the team. So it can further, make salon owners feel misunderstood anyway, but it can further like make you feel even more misunderstood because it could look like, that I don't care about the salon because I'm not there. That's not true. I care so much about the salon that I have completely rerouted my career of what I thought it was going to be as a hairstylist who owned a salon, and rerouted it to becoming a very, very intentional, strategic CEO of the business to make moves and do things that need to happen to make sure that that business not only survives but thrives. And that is ultimately the business owner's primary, that is their primary target, is to be profitable so you can stay open. And if you can't dedicate the time into the business, dedicate time into, being around, being available. I am always a phone call or a ping away from my team. My phone is literally under my leg right now in this chair. So like, if you can't do that, you can't, it's just like, you have to just understand that like you may not be giving your business what it needs to hit the milestone that you want it to hit, and you and I both have had definitely some challenges over the last several years, with the salons, specifically the Conroe salon, which is a salon that we actually decided to sell. And so that is currently in motion right now. And we haven't really talked about it much here, but I do think it's relevant to speak on because, when we were going back and forth trying to figure out like what to do with that location, it was working. It just wasn't working the way that we knew it could if like we were there all the time. And we both had to just kind of come to this realization of like, we can't give it that, we can't give it what we gave Woodlands. We just can't. And unfortunately, the overhead and taxes and everything over there, it just didn't make sense. And we had to make a business decision.
Yeah. And that's, okay. It was like, we grappled with it for a while, but you're not going to bat 100%, and then you got to make sure that you find what works and then you put all your energy into what's working. And if something is not working, here's what it feels like. You're doing everything you can. You're going to the moon, like you're dialed in, you're disciplined, you are pushing this thing forward, and you've been pushing it forward for years, and you have not seen it move beyond what it's currently doing. And that's when you're doing everything that you can do. And when I say that, like, you got to be really honest with yourself. Like, am I doing everything that I can do for this business? Usually the answer is no. Sometimes the answer is yes. If that is, you got to redirect your attention so you can pour in and put your energy on something that is going to work in a major way.
Yeah. And I think like for us, especially with that location, that was obviously very difficult thing to come to fruition. And it was also difficult too, because I was just kind of genuinely just disappointed in our team. not the stylist necessarily, but like just our like management team. I was disappointed, and they know that. And I'm not like upset with anybody. I'm not like holding it against them or anything like that. But like it just didn't work, And they too felt like, okay, we're doing literally everything we can. I am pushing. I am having one-on-ones. I am meeting people. I am doing this. I am doing that. And it just absolutely, the clientele that we were getting over there, it was just a very different clientele and a different frequency than, I'm not talking like an energy frequency. I'm talking about like frequency of visit than what we experience over at our original location, which is just runs circles around this other location. So although
with less effort,
way less effort,
it works.
it just, like you were just saying, I was about to say the same thing. It just works at the Woodlands location. It's great.
It's sorry, I mean to cut you off, but like it's like the same. Like we did the same thing.
We literally did the same thing, and I will say we actually gave that other location way more. I mean, think about just like with Woodlands, it's very instinctive of like, okay, we're gonna do this. Let's try this. Let's do that. That was all like how it was created. I mean, that location's been there for almost 9 years. And then you 4 years in, you're like, okay, sweet. This is amazing. We're maxed out. All of our chairs are full, and this is before we had our own brand and stuff. And we knew like, oh, wow, it's like actually a smarter move to just like launch other internal revenue streams instead of like going and spending $1 million buckaroos over here doing this other thing. It's never going to be a complete copy paste. And I think I mean, even just 4 or 5 years ago, like doing that, yes, we did copy paste our methods, our time, what we do, how we run it, what our pricing is, all that stuff. But it doesn't yield the same result. And although that location was $1 million location, and that was great, and I had to remind myself too, especially in meetings, because I'm like, okay, I'm sitting here like just exhausting myself, and the team's exhausting themselves, the management team, trying to get this damn thing to do what we know it could do. Well, guess what we were constantly doing? We were constantly comparing it to the other location, the original location that was 5-6 years further down the road than that location at the time. It's like, and really it was when you and I, we had Hendrix. I was like, why are we expecting Conroe to walk and talk and make its own food like Evan? Maybe like us comparing Evan and Ollie to Hendrix. It's like, there's years of age difference, years of skills and development and know-how, so it's like that was also part of it too. So, but it was just not enough for it to make sense for us to like, keep doing it. Like we could have for sure. And we did for 3+ years, but it's just kind of a waste of time moving forward. So, and you kind of had that idea about it long before I did, because I was just absolutely so like, I said I'm doing it, therefore I'm doing it, like so almost like stubborn in a sense to like maybe let it go. What was it like with me dealing with me trying to break through my like headstrongness of like, I'm not letting this thing go?
Yeah, that is, I forgot who said this. You cared more than I did. Like you really cared.
Did someone say that to you?
No. It's like
Okay.
How do you guys work together? And typically for us, it's like who cares more. Like if you really care about something, I just let you have it. Like I'm not gonna bite you on it. If I like what I really care about is like production and our media and our producing and our content. Like I really care about all that stuff. So if there's something that I didn't agree with there, then I would come in and say what I need to say, because we're partners. But on that, like you were so excited about it. And I'm like,
well, I didn't know I was pregnant at the time with Henny. So,
well, we were also doing something else at the same time. What we were doing, we bought this house.
Yeah.
We moved into
right.
this house
Sounds
and
about
you're building the salon.
No, we didn't move in the house. I was very pregnant when we moved in the house. I think
what were we doing?
We were
something
building
else.
out the salon in Philly.
Oh, we were doing another
we were
one.
like, let's do 2 salons at the same time.
And I'm like, double no. Like,
yeah. And I'm like, let's go.
Yeah. And
Not realizing I was pregnant. And a couple months later, because we hadn't like but we hadn't opened the Philly thing yet. We hadn't like done all that yet. And they put their mask mandate back on and all the fentanyl shit going on. I was like, okay, I have an opportunity to pull the plug on this thing and walk away. Yeah, we're going to lose money, but it's fine. I do not want to be on a plane every month, pregnant with a newborn.
Yeah.
Dealing with this.
For me, how to deal with a partner who's really excited about something, you're just really excited about it. So I ended up just getting behind the deal. I'm like, we're cool. We're going to do this. Let's do this.
Burst my bubble.
I did not want to burst your bubble. Because it's probably worth more now that we went ahead and went through with all that, even though it was a tremendous amount of money. We don't even want to get into how much all that cost.
I'm glad we did.
Because
totally.
Now we know, and now I know that you know, and we know. Like we have a lot of wisdom around what's going to work, and it's really hard to, because I did the same thing with my gym. Like that's why I was just like red flag. Oh no, because I got a really good deal. We did not get a really good deal on the salon, but I got this great deal on the 10,000 foot warehouse, and I was profitable at I was profitable with a little $1,800 a month rent and my little gym. I wouldn't make a lot of money, but it was profitable, and then I got this big place, and then just everything fell apart.
Well, it doesn't matter like what you're making either. If you're like aren't profitable, it's like, what's the freaking point?
There's something. I actually want to go take Josh down to the gym because they're still open. I want to do workout and go film and go say hi to those guys. But super cool that happened. But I had already kind of done that, and it was a different business. But I was like, this salon's, maybe there's something here we don't know, or there's an opportunity. But we also didn't have anything else teed up like we do now. Like,
we didn't like. I think it's very clear too, especially like what you were saying. When you care so much about something, like that's the point of difference between like people who have given up on their business and people that are absolutely without a doubt pushing, trying, pivoting, adapting, bobbing, weaving. Like I was very much doing that and still am right now. Obviously, like we're trying to get all of that resolved by the end of the year. I'd love to have another business in there come January, but we've also toyed with the idea of like franchising, because obviously the sign's there, everything's there, the build out's done. I mean, what a dream for someone, to be able to do that.
Have all the systems, and all the resources. So many people that so many clients that like want to be seen there. I mean, we transferred all of their team. We actually gave the team an opportunity where like I had an individual phone call with all of them. I'm like, hey, so this is what we're doing. And, as you know, you guys are working your tails off. You're working really hard. We're all working really hard. It's just unfortunately with the overhead and the taxes and just, all the challenges over here, we have made the decision to just consolidate. And I just think that's the smartest decision we can make. And, I'm going to lose money on the build out and everything I've invested over here, which, that all that's been paid off for a long time. You want to tell them how much our build out cost us?
I'm pretty sure I've put it out there before, about $600,000. So,
well, a little bit.
Just the build out. That's not including the equipment and all that. So, whoever ends up going in there, whether we do a franchise or we sell it to someone, we've had some tours lately and some people that are wanting the inventory list and all the stuff. So we've got some good prospects. The hardest part is going to be for someone who can be approved to carry that lease because of the fact that, it is,
pricey.
You have to, it's pricey, but we're talking $22,000 a month, you guys, on this particular lease. So,
but if you don't have to do a $600,000 build out.
Oh, it's literally a dream for someone. And that's why we've had, a lot of interest on it. Especially with us consolidating the team. For me, I was like, okay, if number one, it was very difficult to market it with us still being open and the team still being there. Like that was difficult. And I also we were just trying out ideas, because when we listed it for sublease, we're just like, okay, let's just see what happens. Let's just see like if somebody wants to sublease half of it, part of it, all of it, and just see. And unfortunately, we ended up having to kind of address it sooner than we wanted to, which was fine. I mean, everything happens the way that it happens, but
it happened the way it was supposed to happen. Yeah.
And I felt better about it too anyway, because, although there was no deal in motion, there was no buyer lined up. We hadn't even had a discussion with anyone. it could take months to find someone, to buy that.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I just still felt like like I wasn't being fully transparent with the whole team. Like management knew, everybody knew, but like I didn't want anybody on the team, like the younger team, the girls, to be like, well, shoot, like, am I going to have a job? And I'm like, yeah, of course you're going to have a job. Like, I would never leave anyone hanging out to dry.
Right.
And I'm not selling the team either. Like, that was the very important thing for me, is like, I was like, I'm not selling this business as my business. Like this is my brand. This is our crew. And that was difficult because, of course, investors and people would drop by all the time with business cards, like, call me, if you're interested in selling. And I'm like, I would not do that like that. I know. Yeah. I would have sold it to somebody that maybe, let's say, worked there and they wanted to have it as their own. And that was, also an option on the table. But ultimately, after having the conversations with everybody individually, the stylists, I said, hey, like, I totally understand if you want to stay in that area, you want to find another salon, like, just let us know. However, I do have an opportunity for you over at the Woodlands location if you'll have it. And they were all so excited. Like, oh my gosh, yes. Like, I would love to move to the Woodlands location. Like, this would be so amazing. Like, I've always wanted to work there. I love, yeah, it's a little bit further of a drive, but like, I'm so excited. So everybody moved over, and that was just like, honestly, easier than I thought. And it just felt so good too.
Given the time, if anyone has questions about maybe that particular spot, like what's going on, because right now it's active. Like, we're actively in this process.
We're negotiating with a couple people, but we don't have anybody like...
Send an email to drew@thebyob.com if you want to chat.
Yeah.
But this, if you're listening to this episode in 2025 and it is October 20, what is this episode going to air?
Next week.
So it'd be like, it's going to be November, almost November 1st-ish, probably Halloween when this airs.
We may have a deal by then, but we'll see.
We might, but if not, shoot me an email. We can chat.
Yeah.
Where it's located in Conroe, Texas, gorgeous place.
Yeah, whether it's a franchise or like just buying it and rebranding it to your own thing, like, great opportunity for somebody.
For sure.
But anyway, I just, I felt like it was necessary to kind of open up about that. We haven't talked about it a ton on the podcast, like, directly. We've alluded to it, but haven't like fully talked about it. But I think that's important because it's a real thing where, like, that to me is being smart enough to know when to reroute.
Yeah.
And, or if you've just given up on the business, you don't give a shit, you're not trying, you're not showing up.
For us, our other company exploded. Mm-hmm. So we're so busy with what we were talking about before, and the volume of work that we're having to produce and do, and with distribution and manufacturing, everything we have going on, it just didn't fit. Like, we quit drinking a long time ago. Like, it doesn't fit into our day, our life. It just doesn't fit.
Just as an example, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that was where that kind of begun to unravel for us. Where if we were only salon owners and that was all we did, we could have put more time into it. But we had all this growth happening over here, this tremendous growth, and then this thing over here looked great, felt great, just wouldn't.
Loved it. Like,
wouldn't move.
I mean, definitely growing month
we had
over month.
We had it doing $1 million a year.
We had
it wasn't
literally
like
almost 100 new clients a month. I mean, just great team, great vibes, lots of retail sales, But again, it's just, you have to have the discernment to know when, like, yes, it was working, but could it have worked a lot better? Could it have earned a lot more? Yes. But what would have been required of me, of our team, et cetera? I also think we went way too large on the build out. So I'm interested to see, like, whoever does end up taking on the space, like, what they do with the build out. I think that'll definitely, like, warm it up a bit in there. I mean, it's beautiful, like, so pretty. I mean, like, it's everything I ever wanted was there. I mean, my whole...
You made it.
I designed every square inch of that place. Yeah. Remember when I was laying the wallpaper on the wall when I was, like, pregnant with Hendrix?
On a chair?
No, I was on a tall ladder.
You want to tell everybody what happened to you yesterday?
I'll let you tell everybody what happened to me yesterday.
Well, glad you asked. So
And actually, as we were on the pod, we were talking a minute ago, I accidentally scratched my knee and I was like, oh, but I didn't want to bring it up. It hurts.
Rachel wiped out on my new e-bike. Got a Super 73. Check them out. They're super cool. If you need to unlock the higher speeds, message me. I'll tell you how. But
Wear a helmet.
Wear a helmet, you know.
And don't wear Uggs.
No, she's wearing Uggs, and I kind of put it on you. I wanted you to go for a little ride. I think you'd enjoy it. And she came up on the driveway, and we have a ledge that's about that tall.
It's not that big.
It's about that big, you know. And then she just the tire just kind of kissed the side of it, and down she went, you know. But I think we have me running to you on the footage. I don't know. I didn't get the fall. I think we might hear it, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you're okay. You took
Thanks.
it. You took a spill though.
I did for sure.
So
yeah,
we got to wrap, guys. We got ads to do, more media to make. But this is a good episode. It was very honest, insightful. I'm glad we did it.
Yep. And especially, you know, as you guys are navigating things in business and in life, like, you know, you're going to likely put off the thing that you know you need to do like longer than maybe you should. But ultimately, you have to consider, like, you have to make decisions in your business and your life that are like for the better good of everyone. And for us, and the decision that we made, you know, to be able to sell that location and or franchise that location, it was just like so much of a weight lifted off of our shoulders to be able to just say, you know what, we can. I remember when we're like canceling like different projects at base camp, and we're just like, okay, cool, we can like cancel this. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like so easy. Like I think back to like, my gosh, like it was such a piece of cake when we just had like one salon, you know, and we're like, you know, all of our stylists moved on over, all the clients moved on over. I mean, it was just so great. And I will say everybody missed each other. And they're all under the same roof now, which is great. And, you know, I'm glad that we did go through that. And I'm glad that we did, you know, we have wisdom from it to be able to now share that with others. And we've been sharing it with others over the last several years. Like, hey, don't open another location. You know, if you want to earn extra income, there's other ways. You know, but we learned that firsthand, and being able to help people, you know, realize that before they go and invest $1 million into something that they may want to pull the plug on later. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful for you guys, but thanks for listening and for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Later.